The NBA takes center stage as we continue on the Sportsmax Zone. Top seeds Denver Nuggets avoided the Game 7 drama by brushing aside the Phoenix Suns to advance to the Western Conference Finals with a 125-100 victory in Game 6 on Thursday night. Nikola Jokic was again the star for the Nuggets, logging his 11th career playoff triple-double with 32 points, 10 rebounds and 12 assists.
Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets looking to close out the Phoenix Suns in their Western Conference semifinals series. There's a look at DeAndre Ayton, unavailable in this one for the Suns with a rib injury. Meanwhile, before the game, Kevin Durant checking hands with the legend Isaiah Thomas, but boy, Durant and Devin Booker didn't have it in this one. Durant missing a jumper, Booker missing a three, Durant misses another jumper. Devin Booker had 11 points on 4 of 12 shooting in the first half. Kevin Durant, 8 points on 2 of 11 shooting in the first half. Later in the first, it's Nikola Jokic. A nice pass to Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for the tough layup, and Denver goes up by 3. There's another look at that just gorgeous dime from Jokic. And Bruce Brown finds Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in the corner for 3. Then KCP to Jokic, who gets the difficult bucket to fall as he just rumbles to the basket and tosses that one in. Part of a 19-0 Denver run. They're up 42-26 at that point. Jamal Murray, shot fake, drive, step back jumper money. Jamal Murray behind the back over to Jokic, who just gently lays that one in. Then after another look at this one, Jokic and Murray would just keep it going. This time Jokic passing to Murray for the 3 ball. Then Aaron Gordon dishes inside to Michael Porter Jr., who makes a wild circus shot. I'm not even looking at the bucket when he hit that one. The Nuggets in the half on a 21-6 run. And how about this for a halftime score in Phoenix? Denver 81, Suns 51. Third quarter, Jokic with the oop to Aaron Gordon for the jam. And then Aaron Gordon passes out to Jamal Murray for 3. Murray, 26 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Fourth quarter, Nikola Jokic gets a floater to go, and you get the idea. Nikola Jokic, 32 points, 12 assists, 10 rebounds, a triple-double in a closeout game. The Nuggets send the Suns packing. Your final score in this one, 125-100.
Well, Kevin Durant, who had 23 points for the Suns, was left to explain the embarrassing defeat.
Just didn't make shots. I mean, it was all on me, to be honest. Like I said, I feel like I prepared the right way. I took the shots that I want to take. Sometimes I probably rushed. I rushed a lot of my looks this playoffs, just trying to figure it out. But at the end of the day, it's all going to fall back on me. And so I watched film throughout the summer, watched different actions that I was in throughout the year, and see how I can just keep improving.
Well, joining us to discuss the Nuggets' performance against the Suns is our NBA analyst, Alister Albert. Good afternoon.
Good evening, guys. Happy Friday to you.
Thank you. It's my favorite day of the week. I think it's Ricardo's as well. Not too sure about Lance. But we're going to talk about the Suns, and they have been eliminated from the NBA playoffs on home soil for the second consecutive year. What does this say about the team?
And in embarrassing fashion as well, going out in the second round, second time in the year, Devin Booker, having some really horrid games, coming to end his season a little earlier than they expected. What does it say about the team? I think it says that they need to have a really close look at the roster construction and kind of make some decisions as to what they want, what this team to look like moving forward. Of course, Kevin Durant was brought in to have I suppose to elongate their championship window alongside Devin Booker. What they're going to do with Chris Paul, I have no idea what's going to happen to him. There's already reports out saying that he's probably going to be moved. In addition to DeAndre Ayton, Mark Stein, a very reputable NBA analyst, Kurt Gowdy Award winner for his analysis throughout the years, has said that DeAndre Ayton is already being shopped. So, whether or not, he's going to be back with his team. He's probably played his last game with the Suns So, this team is probably going to look a lot different next year. So, there's a lot to reflect on. KD said, he's going to look at a lot of film, kind of see what happened throughout this game, see what type of actions and improvements he could make throughout the off season. But yes, a disappointing loss for them in 6 games, and just in an embarrassing fashion, like you said. Hopefully they could recover.
Right, and of course, Alister, when KD moved to the Suns, their stocks rose. A lot of people felt as if this was the year that they would do better and whatnot. Of course, apart from KD, taking responsibility and saying it's all on me, he hasn't lived up to his true potential.
He hasn't, and but you know what? He came in and they played really well. Devin Booker kind of found an extra level of competitiveness. We saw how he played throughout these playoffs. Having very comparable stats to Michael Jordan. The most points through in 9 or 10 playoff games in NBA history and everything. So Kevin Durant, I think I wouldn't say he took a back seat, but he was trying to be the complementary piece to Devin Booker, and they were kind of taking their opportunities when they got them to be aggressive and everything. So I wouldn't necessarily say it was a failure for him, or he didn't kind of live up to their expectations. I think he was just still trying to find his place in how this team should be. And though, he is the one who would be looked up to as a 2-time champion, 2-time finals MVP, there's still a lot going on there. This was Devin Booker's team, and Devin Booker played like it was his team throughout this whole time. He didn't defer to Kevin Durant whatsoever. So I think, if he's going to stay with this team, and he has a training camp with Monty Williams and a newly constructed team, it's a matter of him getting into that flow and understanding where he needs to be and what to expect moving forward in the offense. And you'll see what happens next year. I don't think this was a true reflection of what he could be with this Phoenix Suns team. He probably needs a full year to see how that's going to work out.
Yeah, and speaking about offense, Nikola Jokic, of course, he has averaged 34.5 points per game and a triple-double. Just brilliant stuff from him.
Brilliant stuff from him, and he played like a former MVP, a former 2-time MVP, making himself, making everyone see how valuable he is to this team. But he also had some help, from the others on this team. Contavious Caldwell Pope, sorry, man, we screwed up his name there. Played outstanding basketball, hitting a lot of timely shots, getting a lot of drives to the basket. Jamal Murray, stepped up and played, the excellent sidekick role. 26 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals as well, 4 of 7 from 3. The guys, stepped up and really gave him the help that they need. But, the Suns really didn't provide much of a deterrent for them. Cam Payne played really well, 31 points. Imagine that. Cameron Payne led the Phoenix Suns with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant in points. In a Game 6 elimination game. So, Jokic played a brilliant game, another triple-double. That's what he's become synonymous for. But he had help, and that help is what he's hoping will continue when they play in the Western Conference Finals against whether it be the Lakers or the Warriors.
Yeah, and you touched on Jamal Murray, and I think it's very important that we mention him because, of course, we know he has dealt with many injuries. One was an ACL in 2021, and, of course, that has resulted in him missing, I think, 2 postseasons, Alister. So, of course, even Thursday, he was not feeling well, and, he was tentative to play. Of course, he came out and he did his very best. And I'm happy for him just because of the backstory.
Well, yeah, definitely. And, he even said coming into this postseason, he thought he will revive Bubble Murray. And, he played excellent in that Western Conference Finals where he played alongside Jokic and kind of provided such a explosive spark to that team. And he wanted to kind of revert to that offensive threat this postseason. And so far, he's done it. So, good for him. And hopefully he could stay strong moving into the next round.
All right, well, in the nights of the game, Jason Tatum's final quarter threes pushed the Celtics to a series leveling victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. The Celtics winning Game 6, 95-86, to send the series into a deciding Game 7.
The Boston Celtics have their backs against the wall in Game 6, taking on Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers lead Jason Tatum and the Celtics in the series 3-2. So it's a knockout game for the Celtics. And boy, Jason Tatum just struggling in the first half missing putbacks, missing layups, missing open threes. Tatum had 1 point and was 0 of 10 from the field in the first half. Meanwhile, Malcolm Brogdon knocks down a three-pointer. He had 16 points. He was 4 of 6 on threes in the game. Jaylen Brown drives and makes the layup. He had 17.6 rebounds and 4 assists on the game. Jason Tatum blocking Tobias Harris, and the Celtics go on the break. Marcus Smart scores the layup, and you got to see this block one more time as Boston goes up in this game despite Tatum's offensive struggles, 44-28. James Harden loses Marcus Smart with the crossover, drives in and gets the jam. Look at James Harden getting up. He had 13 points on the game. Later, Harden nearly loses the ball but finds Tyrese Maxey in the corner for 3. At the half, Boston's lead was down to 7. Some celebs out watching it. There's Travis Kelce. It's good to see DeMar Hamlin at the game. Donovan Mitchell there as well. In the third quarter, Joel Embiid blocking Jaylen Brown and saving it. Sixers on the break. James Harden finds George Niang for the three-pointer. And check it out, Boston's lead down to 2, 62-60. Later in the third, James Harden gets the steal. Tyrese Maxey gets the layup on the break. Maxey, 26 points on the game, and Philly's up by 1. Embiid driving, little head fake, gets the layup to go. Philly's up by 5. Fourth quarter, Marcus Smart drives and hits the floater off glass. He finished with 22 points. Boston back in front by 1. Embiid on the other end, knocking down the jumper, just trying to close out the rival Celtics. He had 26 points, 10 rebounds, were tied at 81. In the fourth quarter, he struggled mightily in this game, but he heated up when he needed to. Tatum with the 3 over Embiid. Then Tatum knocking down another three-pointer, and you see Boston pushes in front by 4 after that one. Then Marcus Smart to Tatum for 3. You bet money again. Then Tatum loses Embiid, hits another 3. He had 19 points on the game, 16 of them came in the crucial fourth quarter. Boston forces a Game 7. They win this one, 95-86.
All right, Alister is still with us. Alister, Jason Tatum didn't have one of his best nights, but that fourth quarter, when it mattered the most, of course, he got his team over the line.
This is where, superstars stars become superstars. And Jason Tatum has been writing a very efficient book so far in his really short career, where he showed, he can be the man of a team, to kind of push them through. And he did it last night with that performance. Like they said in that first half, 1 point in the first half, and then coming into the fourth quarter, scoring 16 points, 4 or 5 3-pointers, and leading his team over a very, feisty Philadelphia 76ers who want to win this game. So, it's big credit to him. He started off really shaky. These are one of the things you kind of watch with him, how aggressive he's going to be, what shots is he taking, turnovers and everything. And within that first half, I think many Celtics fans were probably a bit nervous because he was kind of adding to that, those deficiencies that he showed previously. The second half was a different story. Of course, the fourth quarter is where he came alive. And, he's just adding to that story right now. He's making a superstar name for himself. And let's see how far he takes it into Game 7.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about the Celtics defense and, attributing that win to the Celtics because of their defense. Do you agree?
I agree with that as well, and big props to Joe Mazzulla making a little bit of a roster adjustment where he included Robert Williams III in the starting lineup. He had only played off the bench in the series so far, only playing 18 minutes per game. Last night he inserted him into the starting lineup. He played 27 minutes, 10 points, 9 rebounds, and he was really valuable to their defensive attack and offensive attack as well, because he was a lob threat at the rim, that the Philadelphia Sixers couldn't do anything about, surprisingly, even with a guy like Embiid manning the zone as well. So yeah, their defensive capabilities, they out rebounded the Celtics by the 76ers, by 12 rebounds. They were really aggressive, in all the other statistical categories. But, their defense, their steals, Robert Williams back in a starting position really helped them. And, of course, Jason Tatum putting them over the line.
Yeah.
So, yeah, their adjustments were really successful.
Right, and, of course, flashes of brilliance from Joel Embiid. James Harden saying the team will not lose face despite what happened, of course. He didn't have a good night himself. Only 13.7 rebounds, and with that came 5 turnovers. So what happens moving forward?
Joel Embiid is now in another Game 7 situation in the second round. The last time he was in that situation, it was Kawhi Leonard's four bounce shot that fell in that eliminated them. Joel Embiid cried really badly after that game. You know how hard it hurt him for losing that game. He does not want to be in that situation again. And maybe there's a little bit of vigor and enthusiasm in my little talk here because, of course, I said that I thought they would have won that game, and I want to be right. Of course, we're doing a whole prediction, and I want to maintain my accuracy. But, you know, Joel Embiid, I think, as an MVP, as someone who wants to get past and get to that next hump, Doc Rivers, of course, we're looking at him to kind of push through and get this team over the hump. They will have a lot on the line, and I think they will push through. I'm still going to stick with them. Game 7, Philadelphia wins. Let's see what happens, but it's up to them to go on the court and do what they need to do.
Right, and NBA action continues tonight with the Miami Heat challenging the New York Knicks in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. And in the other game, the Lakers hope to keep their winning streak alive when they face the Golden State Warriors in Game 6 of the Western Conference semifinals. So, Alister, before we leave you, how do you see tonight's games unfolding?
And, you know, I'm going to stick with it. I think LeBron and Anthony Davis, who will be playing tonight, Austin Reeves, Dennis Schroeder, D'Angelo Russell, all these guys are going to come up with a sense of urgency to start the game. You will see that urgency defensively and offensively, and I think they'll pull through. And with the Heat and the Knicks, I think the time is up for the Knicks right now. They've had a really good season, a season that Jalen Brunson has carried them on their back. I will maintain that. But I think the season ends for them tonight. He will have another offensively brilliant game again tonight. Julius Randle, I'm not sure what he's going to do, but I think the Heat and Jimmy Butler are going to take this one, a Heat in 6 as well.
All right. Well, Alister, we'll talk again on Monday. Let's see how right you are.
Let's see how it goes.
Alister Albert there, our NBA analyst. It's break time now on the Sports Max Zone.